Howdy everyone, it's Reese, aka Bearman Prime on this February 16th. Welcome back to my Read the Bible in a Year series. Thank you again for joining me. Card in the top right hand corner for the rest of the playlist, and please hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you aren't missing a thing. So yesterday we saw Moses give the people of Israel the 10 commandments, the 10 basic laws and principles that they and we should live by in order to be right with God, in order to live uh, good lives while we're here on earth. We're going to skip over a bunch of material here in the Bible because from about chapter 21 on to where we are today in chapter 32, it's just God giving the nation of Israel a lot more laws and commands, specifically how they tells them how to build the tabernacle, which is going to be the holy tent that the ark of the covenant is, and all that, and then how to set up the priesthood. So we're going to skip over all of that and go all the way to chapter 32, which is still happening. So at this point, Moses has been up on Mount Sinai talking with the Lord for days at this point. He came down to give them the 10 Commandments, say, hey, these are the basic rules. You need to start living by these, and then goes back up to get the more specific stuff. So it's been days up there, and Israel's just like, he's still alive up there? So now we're going to see what happens. So go into chapter 32 in the book of Exodus, starting in verse 1. The people saw that a long time had passed, and Moses had not come down from the mountain. So they gathered around Aaron. They said to him, look, Moses led us out of the land of Egypt, but we don't know what has happened to him. So make us some gods to go before us and lead us. Aaron said to the people, bring me the gold earrings that belong to your wives, sons, and daughters. So the people collected all their gold earrings and brought them to Aaron. He took the gold from the people and used it to make an idol. Using a special tool, he shaped the gold into a statue of a calf. And the people said, Israel, here are your gods. These are the gods that brought you out of the land of Egypt. Aaron saw all these things, so he built an altar in front of the calf. Then Aaron made an announcement. He said, tomorrow will be a special festival to honor the Lord. The people woke up very early the next morning. They killed animals and offered them as burnt offerings and fellowship offerings. They sat down to eat and drink. Then they got up and had a wild party. At the same time, the Lord said to Moses, go down from this mountain. Your people, the people you brought out of the land of Egypt, have committed a terrible sin. They have very quickly turned away from what I commanded them to do. They made a calf from melted gold for themselves. They are worshiping that calf and making sacrifices to it. People have said, Israel, these are the gods that led you out of Egypt. The Lord said to Moses, I have seen these people, and I know that they are very stubborn. They will always turn against me. So now let me destroy them in anger. Then I will make a great nation from you. But Moses begged the Lord his God, Lord, don't let your anger destroy your people. You brought them out of Egypt with your great power and strength. But if you destroy your people, the Egyptians will say, God planned to do bad things to his people. That is why he led them out of Egypt. He wanted to kill them in the mountains. He wanted to wipe them off the earth. So don't be angry with your people. Please change your mind. Don't destroy them. Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel. These men served you, and you used your name to make a promise to them. You said, I will make your people as many as the stars in the sky. I will give your people all this land as I promised. This land will be theirs for. So the Lord felt sorry for the people. He did not do what he said he might do. He did not destroy them. Then Moses went down the mountain. He had the 2 stone tablets with the agreement on them. The commandments were written on both sides of the stone, front and back. God himself made the stones, and God himself wrote the commandments on them. Joshua heard the noise from the party in camp. He said to Moses, it sounds like war down in the camp. Moses answered, it is not the noise of an army shouting for victory, and it is not the noise of an army crying from defeat. The noise I hear is the sound of music. When Moses came near the camp, he saw the golden calf and the people dancing. He became very angry, and he threw the stone tablets on the ground. The stones broke into several pieces at the bottom of the mountain. Then Moses destroyed the calf that the people had made. He melted it in the fire. Then he ground the gold until it became dust and threw it into the water. Then he forced the Israelites to drink that water. Moses said to Aaron, "What did these people do to you that would make you do this? Why did you lead them to do such a terrible sin?" Aaron answered, "Don't be angry, sir. You know that these people are always ready to do wrong. The people said to me, 'Moses led us out of Egypt, but we don't know what has happened to him. So make us some gods to lead us.' So I told the people, 'If you have any gold rings, then give them to me.' The people gave me their gold. I threw the gold into the fire, and out of the fire came this calf." Moses saw that Aaron had let the people get out of control. They were being wild, and all their enemies could see them acting like fools. So Moses stood at the entrance to the camp and said, "Anyone who wants to follow the Lord should come to me." Everyone from the tribe of Levi ran to Moses. Then Moses said to them, "I will tell you what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. Every man must get his sword and go from one end of the camp to the other. You men must kill those who are against the Lord, even if they are your brothers, friends, or neighbors." The people from the tribe of Levi obeyed Moses. That day, about 3,000 of the people died. Then Moses said, "Take your role today as special servants of the Lord because you were willing to fight against even your own sons and brothers. You will receive a blessing for this." All right. So serious stuff here. So Moses is up on the mountain with Joshua. It was the first mention of Joshua we've had. Joshua will become a very important figure in Israel's history as well. Very devout and follower of the Lord. So they're up on the mountain. People are waiting and waiting, waiting, and then they just get impatient and say, "Hey, Moses isn't here. So, for whatever reason, make us a god. Just make us a god. Whatever." Aaron's just like, "Fine, give me your gold." And then you see Aaron make the idol, which, already is huge blasphemy against God, huge sin. And so we see the results of that. Moses knows what Aaron did. Aaron tries to say, "Hey, they were gonna kill me. I had no choice, and I just put the gold in the fire, and this thing came out." He tried to kind of wash his hands of it and say, "It wasn't me," but he's just as culpable as the rest of them. And then in what seems like a very harsh sequence here, the tribe of Levi answered Moses' call, and they went through and kind of cleaned house. They killed 3,000 of their fellow people, those who were, specifically against God, who, for whatever reason, were just not following the program. And this is where Levi gets the special treatment of becoming the priesthood. So the tribe of Levi will become the official priests of God. That is their specific role in Israel, is to be the priesthood for the tabernacle and eventually the temple. The Levites, this is why they don't have a inheritance of land in Israel, but they don't have a specific land inheritance, because their inheritance is the priesthood. I mentioned that way back before. This is why they were set apart, because they were the ones who answered the call of Moses after the nation of Israel had sinned greatly, while God was giving them these rules and laws that they should live by. So, anyway, we're going to pick it up there tomorrow. Thank you again for joining me. I sure do appreciate it, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.